Everyone, in this video, we're going to be looking at the big ideas for section 4.5. Now, in this section, we've looked at two new types of experiments and different designs. Now, before this, we were looking at completely randomized designs, and that's where we don't do any type of grouping. We just have our experimental units, and we randomly assign each one of the experimental units to a treatment group. But then we have this randomized block design, and this is where we do some grouping and we create blocks. So let's take a look at this first explanation that we have. When we create a randomized block design, what we're doing is we are separating the experimental units into groups. And these groups are created by some type of similar characteristic. Maybe it's by gender, maybe it's grade level, maybe it's by type of breed of dog or breed of cat. It just depends on the context. But we are separating our experimental units into groups by some type of characteristic. Then once we have those groups, and by the way, those groups are called blocks. Once we have those groups, we randomly assign the treatments within each group. Now, what this does is it assures that each treatment is going to get a few from every single group, and that is called randomized block design. Now, another thing that we want to define here is what is a block. And a block is each group of experimental units that are known to be similar in some way. So these groups that we are creating are called blocks. Now, the other type of experiment that we were looking at is called matched pairs. Now, matched pairs is actually a specific type of blocking. So let's see what we have here. So in a matched pairs experiment, we are comparing two treatments that uses blocks of size 2. So in the example that we had in class, we were looking at GPA, and we were grouping the top 2 students that had the top 2 GPAs, and that was a block of 2 students. And then we randomly assigned 1 to each type of treatment that we had. So a matched pairs experiment is when you pair people up in some way or pair up your experimental units, and that creates a block of size 2. Then within that block of size 2, we are randomly assigning the treatments. And that's what we have right here. So the explanation is 2 very similar experimental units are paired, and then we randomly assign the treatments to those 2 experimental units, one for one group and one for the other. And that is our big ideas for section 4.5. Hopefully this helps you understand a little bit better, and hopefully you